Welcome to Pokemon Platinum. I played this Pokemon Nuzlocke over 2 years ago now, so I think it's high time I showed you what happened. So before we begin, I want to give you the rules for this Nuzlocke. Firstly, standard Nuzlocke rules apply. If a Pokemon dies, I can never use it again, yada yada yada. The full list of rules is in the description down below. The three most important rules, however, are that I can only use the PC to fill up my party to 6 Pokemon and for no other reason. So for example, if I catch a Bidoof in the first route and it doesn't die, it could stay in my party until the Elite Four or the end of the game. Secondly, after every episode, my viewers were able to vote off one of my Pokemon, making it extremely hard to even keep a well-balanced team. And finally, I saved the best to last. For every subscriber I gained, I had to release a Pokemon. So, if I gained 10 subscribers in a week, I had to release 10 Pokemon. And if I didn't have 10 Pokemon to release, I restarted the run. Enjoy the video. So, I started off by naming my character. Only 7 characters? Benjamin is 9. 8, sorry. And my rivals. Yeah, that's my friend's name. That's my friend's name. This is before I could do polls on YouTube, so I did a poll in the comments and Chimchar won. And without waiting, we jumped into our match with our rival. And promptly lost. Alright, second time to charm. Choose Chimchar. Okay, seriously now, third time's the charm. Like, I don't know, I keep losing the first battle. Yes! Undefeated first try. Alright, Chimchar's nickname is gonna be... Rest in peace. I'm gonna skip over a lot of stuff here, but I encourage you to go watch the full series. It's definitely worth your time. I'm gonna skip ahead to where I lost all the Nuzlockes, just so we can get to the good stuff. But in the meantime, let's see how many Pokemon I released in this series. As a reminder, there was a poll after every episode asking my audience who they wanted voted off, and that Pokemon got released. Goodbye, Bidoof. And for every subscriber I gained, I released another one. Goodbye, Harambe. Goodbye, Luxio. And then the worst happened. But it wasn't really the worst. Thank you for subscribing, by the way. Now, I gained about 35 subscribers since the last episode, so I now need to release 35 Pokemon. I was not expecting to gain 35 subscribers off that video. I was expecting to gain like 4. And I had to restart. Let us choose Chimchar. Soon enough into run 4, however, I was rewarded for all my previous pain. Yo, what? So the shiny clause is, if I see a shiny Pokemon in the wild, I'm allowed to take that Pokemon and switch it out for one in my party. Look, that's definitely a good name. Gold-plated. Because god damn is he beautiful. Did you see how shiny that sprite was? Ah! Amazing. But my luck was short-lived, because I gained 17 subscribers in a week and had to release all my Pokemon again. Because I went from 300 to 317 subscribers in a week. It happened in like 3 or 4 days. See if you can tell that I'm kind of bummed about losing that shiny. As in like Zack Schneider? Zacaroo. Yeah, that'll do. So on my 5th run, I chose Piplup this time. The Penguin. And got to work. I caught a Bidoof on Route 201. I caught a Starly at Lake Verity. Talon who? Talonflame. And a Shinx on Route 202. He's not gold. Aww. I fished over at Twin Leaf Town. Fantastic. And then no one voted in the poll, so no one got voted off. Look, I don't know what you want me to say. That's pretty cut and dry. No one's voted. No one's getting voted off today. Then I caught an Abra at Route 203. Hey, bro. And headed straight for Roark. Let's get this over with. Here's how that battle went. Geodude fell to a bubble. Alright, I think what we need to do is bubble. Onix fell to a bubble. Onix, let's use bubble again. Screech. Oof. And Cranidos fell to a bubble. Look, I calculated it out a little bit more than I should have, but sometimes that's what you gotta do to make sure your Pokemon stay alive. And we got the Call Badge. Here's your official Pokemon League Call Badge. Schneider received the Call Badge from Roark. Wonderful. Shortly after that battle, Piplup evolved. The Penguin's evolving! And then immediately got released along with 3 others. Goodbye, Prinplup. Goodbye. Goodbye, Shinx. At the moment. Oh yeah, goodbye, Abra. I then filled my team with what I had left, and then I headed over to Valley Windworks to see what Team Plasma was up to. On the way, I caught a Weasel and named it Water Rat. While I was there, I fought the Mars Bar, wiping out her Pokemon without much trouble at all. While on the way to the next gym, I caught a Shellos. Yeah, that'll do. See? It's a slug. Then a Wurmple in Eterna Forest, and a Bidoof on Route 205. Bidoof! Great! Lead up. On the way to the gym, my Magikarp evolved into a Gyarados, and then without further ado, I took on Gardenia. And Adam absolutely headbutted my way to victory, up until I miscalculated and was punished. Saw South using Sitrus Berry. Oh, the Leech Seed! No! I misplayed that so hard. So, Gyarados had to come in and finish it off. Dude! We just won! The Forest Badge from Gardenia. Yes! Look at that little twinkle over there, that was amazing. We said goodbye to Adam and took Wurmple onto our team, which didn't last long because it was immediately sent off with more hate than I've ever seen for a Wurmple. Bye, Wurmple. Thanks for being caught. Continuing on our journey, we headed to Route 211 and caught a Meditite. My champ. If you say it quick enough, it's like, my champ. My champ. You know, my champ. My champ. I'm going crazy. And then over to the Team Galactic building, I forget what it's called, and wiped out Jupiter. Not even worried. Cynthia then gave me an egg, which I promptly deposited in PC, and then over to Mount Coronet, I picked up a Chingling and named it Ding Dong. Yeah, that'll do, Ding Dong. Before heading down to Route 206 and trying to catch a Gibble. On the way, I stumbled across a Gligar. Oh, Gligar! Yeah, I just said that. Here it is, Wayward Cave. This is where we can get the Gibble. Look, I'll take the Bronzor. And we caught a Bronzor in Wayward Cave. Then I headed over to Route 207 and caught a Machop! Cut 2. Before long, we were in Hearthome City, and we were off to face the gym leader. Let's beat the gym leader here. In preparation, Geodude evolved into Graveler, and then the battle began. Oh. And I quickly realized how quick this battle would go. This should one-hit KO. Yep, there we go. It's even better for us. But she'd crunch kills. Easy. Haunter. Crunch. Ooh, very nice. Oh, that's game over. I got the Relic Badge! Yes! Man, I tried so hard in that battle, that was really tough. Oh, I struggled so hard through that. After Fantina was done, I headed out of Hearthome City and ran into Zacaroo, who didn't really fight back. On Route 209, I became Missing No. I don't need more water types. Ah! What the hell? And then caught a Route, because I had every other Pokemon on the route already. Yeah, that'll do. Salty Rolty. On Route 210, I caught a Ponyta. Then on Route 215, I caught a Marill. And then I walked right through Veilstone City to get to the next patch of grass, picking up a Rhyhorn. Spyhorn. Maylene is up next, and I can't even believe they let her have a gym in a rundown place like this. This first Pokemon caused me to go into the tank and come up with a sound strategy to beat it. I'm basically risking this all on a crit. If I get crit here, I'm dead. Oh, he's got Drain Punch. That's not good. And none of that mattered. Okay. So I had to bring in the Water Rat to crunch it to death. Gyarados took care of the Lucario with Dragon Ridges. And Machoke fell in the same way. Oh my god, that was so much more stressful than it should have been. That was a tough loss, I learned a lot from it. Please accept this gym badge. I received the Cobble Badge from Maylene. Yes! Oh, it's so shiny over there, you see that? After the battle, we put Psyduck to rest, and grabbed Rolts for the party. In the next episode, you voted off Bidoof, so we added the egg to our party in its place, which I then rode around to hatch immediately. Oh, it's a Togepi! Why did I not know that? Dawn then wanted some help taking down Team Galactic, and I wasn't doing anything, mainly because I'm 10, so I thought I'd help out. After that, I picked up Fly off the ground and realized none of my Pokemon know how to fly. So after walking to Pastoria City, Zacaroo decided it was time we fight again, so I had to put him in his place. Again. Soon after that battle, we head over to the gym and make our way to Crash Awake, the Water-type gym leader. However, before that, I do want to highlight this super smart play. Alright, use a water move. Yes! Oh! Draws in all water-type moves. Does it only work on, like, Surf? That affects everyone? That's annoying! I thought I had an ace in a hole! And after that, we face off against Crash Awake himself, who also didn't stand much of a chance. Okay, easy. Total down. Are you sensing a pattern here? That's Crash Awake for you, boys. Easy peasy. But I had a great time battling with you. You've earned this. I received the Fen badge from Wake. Oh, damn, look at that. That's so shiny. And as soon as I was out of the gym, Zacaroo said something about a bomb going off. I don't know, man. I wasn't really paying attention. But before we fix the bomb situation, we need to release some more Pokemon. We're losing a lot of Pokemon today. A lot. Like, I'm talking 11. Alright, first of all, Gyarados was voted off. Goodbye, Gyarados. Goodbye. 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 I'm gonna skip through this. We released 11 Pokemon total, 10 because of subscribers, and 1 because of the poll. And after releasing 11 Pokemon, my team was absolutely decimated. This is my team? As always, when I add new Pokemon to the party, I level them up to the next level cap, just so they can start being useful immediately. A side effect of this is they gain new movesets. Make sure to take note of Rhyhorns here, this is going to be useful later. Horn Drill is the one I'm most excited for, because the foe instantly faints if it hits. It's a one-hit kill. After that soul-crushing experience of releasing all those Pokemon, I headed over to Celestic Town to pick up the old charm from Cynthia. Then I realized that I can only get Magikarps in this pond, so I headed over to grab the good rod from this fisherman, and ended up catching a Goldeen to add to the party. Okay, I'll take a Goldeen. I'll take a Goldeen. That's nice, that's nice. Goldeen, more like Redine. While trying to decipher examination cave paintings, mysterious legend if you want. Adult. My name's Cyrus. I want to be bad. I don't know, man. I'm not paying attention at this point. But he talked a lot, so I beat him to a pulp and made him run away. And the old lady found a disc on the ground and gave it to me, so now I have Surf. I headed over to the tower and found a Zubat. Robin. And then into the Salacian ruins for an unknown. F you. There we go. And to pick up Defog. Defog! Yay! Fuego Ironworks was a little side quest I did, but it's not part of the main story, so I just caught a Magmar. Let's move on. I then flew and surfed over to Candace City, where Zacaroo told me to go onto Iron Island, so I did. Hello. Yes, let's go. However, a cool thing about the Iron Islands is that Riley will just give you the HM for strength, and you can just leave him there. So I did. Heading back to Candace City, the professor gave us a mission for each of us to go to a specific lake to check to see if the mythical Pokemon were home. But when I got there, all that was here was a Cyrus wannabe, so I put him in his place and left. After that lake, I went over to help Dawn with her Team Galactic issue. Rhyon. I hit the one-hit KO. And on the way to helping Zacaroo, I stumbled across the ice path and found myself a Snova. It's not over till it's Snova. However, to get to the lake, I needed to beat the 7th gym leader. To get Rock Climb, I need to beat the 9th gym leader. And before that happened, we lost Ding Dong in a voting poll. Goodbye, Ding Dong. You will be missed. 14 votes! People really hate Chingling. That's insane. Alright, Chingling. Oh, Ding Dong. It was nice to have you on the team. Goodbye. And then I replaced Ding Dong with the Snova we just caught. Now at this point something happened. I gained 13 subscribers in a week, which is a lot for a channel my size, especially back then. I gained about 13 to 14 subscribers since my last video, so which means I need to restart the entire game. Now because I would have had to restart the entire game and I was already so invested in this run, I set myself a challenge. Because I don't really want to do that, I am going to put everything up against this next gym leader. If I lose one Pokemon against this next gym leader, I'm restarting the whole game. That is my oath to you. I'm going to be fighting all of the trainers and the gym leader, and if I lose a single Pokemon, that's it. And if I get through the entire gym without losing anything, I get to continue on. But I will release all the other 4 Pokemon in my box, just as consolation. And so, the challenge began. After all that, the gym leader was up next. I had done the math to make sure I was okay to beat this gym leader, but at the end of the day, it came down to her Pokemon versus mine. And I have to say, I aced math. Die. Thank God. Doesn't have Protect. None of these Pokemon have Protect. To hit off the Water Pulse, to damage me. Alright, I'm faster than a Bomb Snow, that's really good to know. So Water Pulse does literally nothing. This should one-hit kill, because it's 4 times super effective. Now, Frostlass is the only thing I'm worried about now. So I just need to hit this flamethrower. Double team is not gonna help. So it's like a, what, +2 evasion? But he hits it anyway, boys! Alright, we did a no-death Candace. Thank God, I really didn't want to restart this entire run. Oh my God. I was so nervous. I had one ace in the hole, and that was Magma. Oh, that's right, I'm supposed to give you this. Slider received the Icicle badge from Candace. After absolutely destroying Candace, I decided it was only fair to get rid of some Pokemon. I emptied my Pokemon box, and with only a few rights left in the entire game, hopefully I didn't make the wrong move. Goodbye, Unknown. Goodbye, Swinub. Goodbye, Chatot. Goodbye, Machoke. At the start of episode 16, I had to give a thank you to all of my new viewers. I gained about 60 subscribers in the span of about 2 days, and on behalf of 2022 Ben, welcome. Hopefully you're still here. After the last episode, I also polled my audience to see if they wanted me to continue or restart the entire run, because I didn't feel like it was fair to just ignore my audience and do whatever I wanted anyway. After all, you guys made this run into what it is now. It's in your hands. I guess it was in your hands. So I'm sorry to all the people that wanted me to restart the entire game. I believe there was about 13 to 14 of you, but the continues one, I believe we had about 41 people that said continue on. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to continue on with our current team. So we continue on. And after not knowing where to go next, I decided to look up a guide from now 14 years ago. Look at this. Can anyone tell me where I can get rock climb? I'm at the part after the earthquake and need to find my rival. 12 years ago. This guy struggled 12 years ago and is helping me out. That's crazy. After finding the HM for rock climb in a blizzard, I scaled the wall and went to help out Zacaroo, who hasn't won a single match in this entire run, even to other NPCs. Jupiter let it slip that they were headed to Eterna City, so off I went. After arriving in Eterna City, I grabbed the key and headed into the basement. Kinda sketchy for a 10-year-old, honestly. While I was in the basement, I came across this amazing conundrum about Abomasnow. He's got a lot of weaknesses, alright? He's got a lot of 4x weaknesses, which makes him like one of the worst Pokemon. But he is dummy thick, so you gotta weigh those options up when you're choosing Pokemon. My Pokemon sucks, and it's weak to almost every type in the game, but he's dummy thick, so. I then listened to the evil Sitrus give an evil speech. This is so cool! I wanna be, yeah! Let's go, Sitrus! And then after the speech, I headed upstairs and told him what for. He was babbling on about creating a perfect world or something. I don't know, man, I'm 10. And after about 10 minutes of him monologuing, we got to fighting. But his speech lasted longer than the match. There we go. That's how easy it is. Our Rhyhorn evolved into Rhydon, make sure to take note of that. And as a reward for beating him, Sitrus gave us the Master Ball. Tame the Master Ball! I then pressed the button and released the 3 lake spirits from their cages. Episode 17 was all about me climbing this hill to get to the Spear Pillar to save the legendary Pokemon Giratina from Sitrus' clutches. I made my way towards Sitrus and was quickly stopped by his grunts. Zacaroo came around to help, and I don't think I want this to count towards his win streak with my help. It seems a little unfair. Afterwards, he healed my Pokemon. Thank you for healing my Pokemon. And straight up left. Sitrus did some voodoo magic and called upon both Dialga and Palkia and opened up the portal to the Distortion World. It was time. I quickly jumped in and headed straight, I guess diagonally to Giratina. I used a Master Ball and caught the King of the Distortion World, and gave it a fitting nickname. I think that's pretty appropriate. After catching Giratina, we were pushed out of the Distortion World and into the Send-Off Spring. Oh. Where I caught a Dusclops. Now, knowing how hard it would be to go through the Elite Four with this team, I asked my audience once again. Pokemon fans, help me out. Would you like to see Giratina on this team? Or would you like him to be released back into his world of nothingness? And I quickly got feedback. There was 1 vote for setting Giratina free and 1 vote for keeping Giratina. So... But another comment said not to use him until the Pokémon League, which I thought was a great idea. While I was traveling to the next town, seeking learned Horn Drill. Okay. Another one-hit kill move? Once I arrived at the city, I then headed to the gym, full of determination to take on the 8th and final gym leader. But of course he's not there. Why would he be? So I went and reminded him that he needs to work. Once he returned back, I decided it would be a good idea to evolve Gligar, since I didn't have any good ground-type Pokemon to face this gym. So I went and grabbed a Razorfang, gave it to him, and then changed the date and time on my PC so he'd evolve immediately. And then I used a rare kidney to level him up and evolve. After teaching Gliscor Dig, I then headed in to face the final gym leader. And then Rhyhorn learned Earthquake when leveling up to level 50. Earthquake? What do you mean? And without further ado, I faced the final gym leader. Gliscor used Dig and took out Jolteon. Used Dig again against the Luxray, but it wasn't enough. Luxray used Ice Fang in retaliation. Gliscor was faster though and dug again, taking out the Luxray. Electivire was up next, and after some calculations, I decided it would be best to switch to Rhydon. Rhydon used Earthquake, and this should one-hit kill. Wait for it. Okay, good. Electivire went down too. His last Pokemon was Raichu, and luckily we had a strategy in mind for this one. I'm doing almost double his health in damage, so I don't think he's surviving. Yeah, I clicked Earthquake, and it did the job. Here we go. And with that, the 8th gym badge was ours. Your desire and the noble way for your Pokemon battle for you. I even felt thrilled during our match. That was a very good battle. This is your 8th gym badge. You've earned this. I have earned this. I've been through hell, Volkner. You would not understand. Once out of the gym, I headed straight for Victory Road. And on the way, one of the gym leaders from Johto, Jasmine, gave us HMO7 Waterfall, which we used to scale the waterfall and enter the Pokemon League. Here we go. After healing up at the Pokemon Center, I walked straight into Victory Road and the endgame. 20 minutes of Pokemon walking later. Okay. This should be it. This is the end of Victory Road, and the start of my Pokemon League journey. It's taken me 20 weeks to get to this point, but we're finally here. Once we got into the Pokemon League, it was all about preparation. I made my Pokemon forget moves that weren't useful, I added items to all of my Pokemon, searched across the map for specific items that would help my journey, and before long, it was time. We had the party of our dreams. Which did include adding Giratina to the party as per my comment suggestion. Zacaroo did walk up one final time, hoping for a single win this entire run, but I had to put him in his place yet again. Sorry, bud. Let me confirm that you were qualified to challenge the Pokemon League. So, let us examine the gym badges you gathered from Sinnoh. Oribus City's Coal Badge, Eterna City's Forest Badge, Hearthome City's Relic Badge, Veilson City's Cobble Badge, Pastoria City's Fen Badge, Candyleaf City's Mine Badge, Snowpoint City's Icicle Badge, and Sunnyshore's City's Beacon Badge. We did it, boys. We've collected all 8 of the gym badges, and now we need to face the Elite Four. Very well. Trainer, you've indeed collected all the gym badges of Sinnoh. Demonstrate the power that brought you here and go for glory. But once that fight was out of the way, let me introduce you to the Elite Four. First up is Aaron, the Bug-type trainer. He led with Yanmega, I led with Magmar. Thanks to the Quick Claw I picked up earlier, I was able to go first and get off a Flamethrower to take it down in one hit. Seeing how strong Magmar was, he sent out the Queen of Bees, Vespiquen. I was naturally faster than it, and I got off a crit as well, knocking it out immediately. Scrambling for a plan, Aaron sent out Heracross to stop the sweep. But it couldn't stop the Quick Claw trigger. The Claw allowed me to go first yet again, knocking it out with a Flamethrower, just like the others. Sensing he needed more speed, he sent out my Scizor to outspeed my Magmar. But it was too slow off the start and got burned to a crisp. That 4 times weak typing was not helping it here. And finally, Drapion, his final Pokemon. I went into the tank, trying to figure out what I could do to take it down easily. Turns out, Flamethrower did 60 to 70% damage since it was a range. I took the chance. Drapion was faster, hitting me with a Cross Poison. Magmar shook it off and returned the favour. It took him down to under half, triggering his Sitrus Berry. And in a last-ditch effort, Drapion hit me with another Cross Poison, hoping for a crit. But he was unlucky. Magmar finished it off with another Flamethrower, and Aaron was defeated. I will now concede defeat, but I think you came to see how good bug Pokemon were. I hope you also realize that you're in the Pokemon League, okay. Bertha stood in my way next, her 5 ground-type Pokemon against my 6, but I had a plan. She led with Wishcash, and I threw out a Abomasnow, which triggered its Hailstorm ability. I led with Woodhammer, having done the calculations before the battle, of course, but I took a lot of damage from that attack, which is a good trade-off for knocking out a Pokemon in one hit. Bertha threw out Gliscor next, but thanks to the hail that we set up, Blizzard did way too much damage. But we were slower here, and Gliscor got off a Fire Fang first. But he survived it. Oh my god, thought I was gonna lose a Abomasnow. And OHKO'd the Gliscor in return. Running out of options, Bertha threw out her Golem, hoping to roll into a victory. Anticipating a Fire Punch from Golem to knock us out, we switched into Seeking, letting it tank the move it's strong against and set us up for victory. However, Golem uses Thunder Punch here. Now, I didn't know this at the time, but since Abomasnow was within an inch of death and would die to any move, the Pokemon AI could choose any move that would kill it rather than the move that would be super effective against it. Having just been struck by lightning, Seeking used Surf and knocked out the Golem in one hit. We took the damage from the hail that was set up, but because of our gigantic brain, that hail put us in just enough low HP which triggered the Sitrus Berry, getting us health back. With only 2 Pokemon left, Bertha was running out of options. She threw out Rhyperior. I did the calculations and it turns out Seeking could KO Rhyperior with a Surf, and since it was faster, we weren't in any danger at all. But Bertha was. Down to 1 Pokemon, she's out of options. She throws out her Powdon, who whips up a Sandstorm when he enters. I click Surf, knowing that this was a 2-hit KO, and it gets into pretty low health. But great news for us, Bertha thought she had a chance and was playing the long game. She used Yawn. So we outsped and surfed on the next turn on our way to victory. And a crit to end it. Let's take it. I will take that win. Easy peasy. That's another Elite Four member down. After healing up, I moved around some items and did a little bit more planning. The next Elite Four member meant business. The third Elite Four member was Flint, Fire-type user. Now he led with a Houndoom, and our strategy relies on one key piece of knowledge. Water beats fire. Even when it's hot outside. Flint threw out his Infernape, maybe it was one of mine from earlier on in one of my runs. I anticipated a Thunder Punch from Infernape, so I gave myself a shot at pulling off the Horn Drill. Now, if you don't know what Horn Drill does, it has a 30% accuracy, but if it hits, it's a 1-hit KO on the opposing Pokemon, so it's very high risk, high reward. Starting from Gen 3, however, all 1-hit KO moves also have a 1% increased chance of hitting for each level you're higher than the opposing Pokemon. Flint brought out Rapidash next, hitting me with a Flare Blitz and putting Seeking down to only 1 health remaining. It's stuck in there just to hit back 10 times harder. So since I was 7 levels higher, it was actually a 37% chance to hit. It's still small, but that's over a 1 in 3 chance to hit, and I'll take that. Magmortar was his second last Pokemon, and it seemed like an impenetrable wall was in front of us. I switched into Giratina, aiming to use his ground attack to take it down. Magmortar hit us with a Flamethrower, and Giratina tanked it like a champ. The sunlight faded, and with it, Flint's hopes and dreams of stopping me. Just get him out. Yeah, thank you. To finish, his last Pokemon was Flareon, and it did not stand a single chance. So I switched into Crobat, took an Overheat to the face, and watched as Flareon's special attack dropped to -2. Crobat flew into the air, and it was curtains. Flareon used Overheat again, but it was nothing. The -2 special attack drop was way too much. So he flew into the air again, and won the battle. The fourth and final Elite Four member was Lucian, the only thing that stood between me and the champion. Let's begin. He started with a Mr. Mime. I threw out Giratina, the only Pokemon that stood a chance against this team. I clicked Shadow Force, Giratina's signature move. Mr. Mime set up a Reflect, reducing special damage against their party. Giratina vanished, and OHKO'd the Mr. Mime. Lucian threw out Espeon, and it was faster, hitting Giratina with a Shadow Ball before Phantom Force hit. Now since Espeon was so low, I big-brained the Pokemon AI and predicted he was going to use his turn to heal, letting me get off another Phantom Force, a free hit. And most importantly here, Reflect wore off, meaning special damage was back on the menu. Easy, 176% damage. Reflect literally cut the damage in half. Bronzong was next, so I switched out into Magmar, flamethrowing him down. Down to 2 Pokemon left, options running low, he throws out Gallade, so I throw out Crobat. Crobat survived the Stone Edge, barely. It did so much damage it triggered off the Sitrus Berry, healing us a little bit of health back. Now since Crobat is faster, we used Fly to get him into the air, and then one-shot the Gallade before it had a chance to think. We have Alakazam next. Alakazam is the last Pokemon he has. As that handsome man in the corner said, Alakazam was his last Pokemon. Now, anticipating a Psychic, we switched back into Giratina. I called it correctly, giving us the perfect setup to take Alakazam down. We click Shadow Force, and take down Alakazam. Get out of the way, Lucian. We're on to Cynthia. Congratulations, you've now beaten the Elite Four. However, that doesn't mean you're done with the Pokemon League. There remains the Champion. I should warn you, the Champion is far stronger than the Elite Four. Now go on. Step through the doorway to your final battle. I gotta heal up. After about 20 minutes of calculations and theory crafting later, we face the final boss. One of the hardest trainers in Elite Four history. The Champion. Cynthia. Cynthia leads with Spiritomb. I throw out Abomasnow, turning on the hail. My whole plan relied on Sheer Cold, another one-hit KO move, and with a level difference, there was a 34% chance of it hitting. And it hit. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, we're 4 levels higher than the Spiritomb, so we had like a 34% chance to hit. Spiritomb goes down. Cynthia threw out Lucario, and predicting an Aura Sphere, a fighting-type move, I switched into my Ghost-type Giratina. I predicted it wrong, and Giratina had to tank a Stone Edge, which he does fantastically. Lucario is faster and hits a Shadow Ball, causing Giratina to have to tank another hit, before hitting back with an Earth Power. A repeat of that happens, Lucario hits another Shadow Ball, making Giratina have to tank it again and barely survive, and Giratina hits back with an Earth Power, knocking out the Lucario and making it 6v4. Cynthia threw out Garchomp next, an absolute menace to deal with. Knowing Giratina couldn't take another hit, I switched into Rhydon, and thankfully, the Dragon Rush from Garchomp missed. I debated whether or not to use Earthquake on the Garchomp since I was feeling so lucky and thought a Horn Drill might work. Feeling lucky, I click Horn Drill. Garchomp uses Earthquake, a super effective move against Rhydon, and tears through its health. But it didn't matter. That is how you kill Cynthia's Garchomp. Okay, it is that easy. Just use a one-hit KO move, roll that die, a 1 in 3 chance to kill the Garchomp, easy peasy. Halfway through her team already, Cynthia throws out Roserade. I did the calculations and it wasn't a good idea to switch into anything to let it take a hit, so I made the decision and let Rhydon fall. A moment of silence for the Horn Drill Master. I used the free switching to bring out Magma. I clicked Fire Blast as the calculation said it did minimum 112% damage, and Roserade went down next. Scrambling to find an answer, Cynthia threw out her second last Pokemon, Milotic. Magma stood no chance against the water type as we learned earlier, so I switched into Abomasnow, letting him tank a water move, and somehow, Abomasnow was faster than the Milotic and got up a Wood Hammer, easily knocking out the Milotic. And before we knew it, Cynthia was down to her last Pokemon, Togekiss, an absolute unit. So I switched into Crobat so we could tank an Air Slash, and we got lucky and triggered the Sitrus Berry to heal back some health. My goal was to poison Togekiss, so no matter what, the game had a timer. We're looking for a poison. Just poison it, just poison it. Yes! That's what I'm talking about. Badly poisoned as well, which means we have a serious time limit on our hands. But Cynthia will use the full restore if Togekiss's health gets to a certain point. So we need to make sure that we one-hit the Togekiss before it gets to that range where she can heal. To drag out the poison turns even longer, Crobat flew into the air. I miscalculated and the hail hits Crobat while he's in the air and takes him down to only 12 health. Togekiss's poison triggers, losing it some more health and causing Cynthia to walk out and say hi. Crobat flies back down, dealing damage to Togekiss, but it's not enough. Togekiss makes an attack, but it narrowly misses. The hail triggers again, bringing Crobat down only to a single point of health. The hail hits Togekiss, and the poison triggers. Is it enough? And that's Pokemon Platinum, boys! That's how easy it is! Whew. Holy cow. Okay, we did it. We did it. Just a few minutes ago, you were a powerful challenger, and just now you became the most powerful of all the trainers. You are now our newest champion. Hell yes. And after the battle, what's there left to do but to claim our prize? Our long-awaited, well-earned prize. Whew! We did it. We won. We've released over 20-something Pokemon in this run alone. Absolutely incredible. I think we've totaled like 50 plus Pokemon released. It's right down there. Read it. We've totaled 50 Pokemon plus released. We've restarted 5 times. I'm so glad we finally did it. Professor Rowan, please join us. I can't believe my name is like a one-off joke I made because I thought I was gonna reset in this run. I was like, oh yeah, Zack Schneider. That's a dumb name. And it turned out to be the name that brought me to victory. It's been a long while since I last entered this room. If your last time here was when I became champion, then yes, it would be quite a long time ago. Schneider, welcome to the Hall of Fame. Your names will be recorded for posterity here. What you are leaving are the memories of your adventures so far. It's time to record your names, you and your Pokemon. Remember, your Pokemon are partners that grew with you throughout many challenges, many battles. This machine will make a permanent record of your achievement. Come on, standing ovation, guys. Thank you to everyone. Abomasnow, absolutely insane. The weakest Pokemon I thought actually carried us through. Giratina, you were on the team for a very short time, but oh, thank you for arriving. It's been amazing. Crobat, you're so fast. Your ability to make me fly across the map is just amazing. Rhydon, Horn Drill, absolutely fantastic. You introduced me to the fantastic wonders of one-hit KO moves. Seeking, you allowed me to fly across water like I was surfing. It was incredible. Magma, you're so damn hot. League champion, congratulations. Woo! It only took me 30 hours, boys. We did it. Oh my god. It's all done. I want to thank you all for watching this obscenely long recap video. Please subscribe so I can do more stuff like this. And to send us off, I'll pass it back to 2022 Ben for a few words. Thank you so much for watching this Pokemon Nuzlocke. It has been an absolute pleasure having you here. If you voted along the way, if you just happened to watch a one-off episode, just thank you. Regardless, it's been 22 weeks of my entire life of love, of pain. So thank you for watching. It has been an absolute pleasure having you here. I will see you in the next one. Peace.